money manifestation day. And let me open my curtains real quick. Energy's energy. If it resonates, thank you guys for being here. Like, subscribe, and being part of my soul family. Alrighty. I like to keep the curtains open. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, yeah. Yes, middle of the week. We making it. We making it. Any day above ground is a blessed day. Ooh, and I forgot my tissue. Oh, we got some tissue right here. Any day above ground is the best day. Right? So energy's energy if it resonates. Hey, Alexandra. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Alexandra. I had a patient with that name, and I thought of you yesterday when I was making my calls for work. I immediately thought of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you to my soul family. What a day it was yesterday. Very chaotic energy. As long as you didn't get yourself into any chaos, you should be okay, right? We're just, everybody okay? Just checking in. Ooh, I just got the chills just checking in. So energy's energy. If it resonates transformation energy, wisdom, knowing better. All right, first of all, let's start with insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay, can we all agree in unison? Yes. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Now, divine feminine, I feel like with this energy that I was picking up, that it kind of was like, you thought divine masculine had it bad with spirit. It's an entity found them from lifetime after lifetime. But this was an energy that literally, if this energy could have you not love yourself and not work on yourself and not be yourself, and 9 times out of 10, if you're chosen, you had a pretty rough childhood. It's something something tried to mute you, silence you. You weren't supposed to be heard, okay? Your needs, the main goal of the enemy is to make sure that your needs are never met. That way, if your needs are not met, then you can't grow in a spiritual, it's almost like saying, well, you're going to plant flowers, but you can't water them and you can't put it in sunlight and you just have to just. It doesn't work that way, because really the main goal of this enemy was to stop who you are from you becoming who you are. Love is the highest form or highest vibration in the world. If the enemy can get you from not be loving and to have a hardened heart, the main goal of the enemy is for your heart to harden. And I just feel like in this reading that didn't happen. Now, I didn't say there was a lot of shit that went along the way, because it has been, even in my journey, every now and then you're like, oh, here we go, another stop sign. I'm just going to sit here and wait till the divine tells me to cross. But I feel like it's the fact that you use your intuition, your discernment, and maneuver through life. I just have to tell you, a lot of the people that were chosen, you were supposed to be wiped out by now. You're supposed to be out of here. Yeah, you survived everything and anything sent your way, and it was never easy, right? It is never easy. I'm just picturing the Queen of Swords. She has a sword. She's not playing around. So in that energy is not allowing people in your life to give you less than that you give yourself, or to treat you less than, and whatever issue or problem, that's on them. We're not taking projections personal. We're taking projections as a cue to move on and move forward. Okay. And when you move on and forward from relationships and situations and people, it doesn't always have to be long, dragged out drama. A lot of people like that because it kind of gives them a leeway of one foot still in the door and one foot still out. But when you just do a clean cut, clean breakage, this ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? So you're entitled to have your needs, your wants, and your desires met. If somebody can't meet those desires, it doesn't take long to figure out somebody's not in your life for you, or for your needs, or for your happiness. And once you find that out, you got to go, because they're operating under principality. Who would want to be in your life and not... Somebody would want to be in your life but not meet your desires, or not give you any type of satisfaction in your life. That, like, are we is anyone, do we blink twice if you need help? So that's how you could kind of figure out. Also, God is not a God of chaos or confusion. Divine Feminine, you're very critical to the journey, not only of your own, but others and other women around you in your life, right? Because when you heal yourself, you heal other people. So that's another important thing. If you have a feminine energy, like I said yesterday, generational curses or carrying pain from generation to generation, now you could do the work, and then you have another feminine in your family that says, oh, I don't care about this. Whatever. We're not judging, but y'all know what I mean. So I feel like when it comes to your journey and doing the work, you have to be very crucial, critical, who you allow in your life, how you allow them. Because remember, you're not just a human divine feminine, you're also a spiritual being. Okay, so this was for divine feminine. And I just feel like the things that's been following her lifetime after lifetime was to really water her down, keep her quiet, and not the more divine feminine speaks in her truth, and if she speaks truth to the masculine out of love, right, if he's unable to receive it, he will then soon be able to process it. So it's not like, if a divine feminine is, because you have to remain teachable and understanding in relationships and connections and with other people and situations. Like, I know as adults, we get into this energy where we know all be all, but you have to be open to still learning. It doesn't matter how old you are. And I've learned that myself with my children, my adult children, like, oh, wow, you're teaching me something, or I'm learning something. In those moments, I realized, well, just because I'm older or an elder, or the mom, doesn't mean I'm incapable of learning from my children. So that was a big eye opener a couple years ago. Shout out to my oldest kids on their wisdom, but it's like, you have to remain teachable at some point in your journey. So stay open to receiving the knowledge and wisdom of others, because that will also help you grow. Even staying close to matriarchal, blah, you get it, matriarch of your family. Now, everyone's matriarch in their family may not be in tune, may not be spiritual. So if that resonates for you, good. If it doesn't, then you'll find your soul family, or here you are, a part of my soul family. But it's like there's people around you that has wisdom. So a couple weeks ago, and there's a calico cat here, and that has a lot to do with the divine feminine energy, because 2 weeks ago or something, I was working, and all day I was running into stray calico cats, and I couldn't for the life of me understand. I do believe that is a sign of divine wisdom energy. Oh, my laptop's in the other room. All right. Well, we'll let my tablet come on, and then we'll let my laptop come on. Then I'll look that up. But in the meantime, I want to get some messages now. Divine feminines. That time of the month, if you are around that time of the month and this blood moon, congratulations on your super ascension. There's very powerful energy. Make sure you maintain that energy, take care of yourself, and stay hydrated. Okay, you're a very important part of the collective right now. You hold a lot of keys and wisdom to the ascension. Okay, so energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. All right, why is this wall red? Like, who angered her? Are you talking about my thing? You talk about my thing. All right, so let's get into the messages of the light. Divine feminine stepping into the light. Top of the deck, I haven't used these cards in a year. Awakening. All right, so I'm using messages from the light for divine feminine energy. All right, so let me say my happy Wednesdays. Tippy Toe, Grandy, okay, Don, Rachel, Specula, Felicious, Felonish Trust. All right, so happy Wednesday, guys. Thank you for being here, liking, subscribing, and being part of my soul family. Make sure you guys hit that notification button down below so you're notified. All right, let me just look up this spiritual meaning of the calico cat, because I did. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Spiritual meaning of a calico cat. Good luck, prosperity, and protection. Okay, so calico cats are considered good luck charms. So something about orange cats, calico cats, they symbolize the divine feminine energy. Okay, energy is energy. If it resonates, it resonates. So that's a confirmation for you guys if that resonates. All right, so let's step into, hold on, guys. Let me not only put my do not disturb on, but put my brightness up on my phone. And let's just get into this messages. Hey, Alexandra. Um, you don't know God. I don't know, Alexandra. I'm sorry that you had to. Thank you for loving the channel where you at. Sometimes in life we come across people that we really love and that really love us back, but we don't understand and get it until we're on the outside, right? And it's like you have to embrace the lesson. You have to, because people know what they're doing or want to do, and some people don't, right? So who am I to judge to say whether they know? But patterns are patterns. Spiritual recognition, discernment, it is what is what it's going to be. Anyone that's coming into your life or wanting to be in your life should want to be in your life to make it a better place, right? So who would come into your life to purposely not give you what you want, need, or desire? A demon, or somebody with narcissistic traits, or somebody that could be avoidant, or somebody that's not sure what they want. But it's like, who are you to stay around and wait to decide till they decide what they want? Okay, so energy is energy if it resonates. So this divine feminine knows what she wants moving forward in life, and it's not like carelessly, but it's carefree, because it's like, well, damn if I do, damn if I don't, and I'm going to do what I want that makes me happy, regardless of how it's looked to others. So some of you just could not care about what other people think, say, and how they do. That's a strong energy to possess in a world full of people that want attention, that want validation. Okay. Again, awakening came out by itself. This is a mass awakening for the divine feminine. You're doing donuts on my I just dry cleaned that coat, Bubba. My cat knocked my coat down to lay on it. I just dry cleaned it. All right, we got celebrate. Okay, so this is a celebration of the divine feminine overcoming hurdles and obstacles, and also, and also too, guys, you need to, if you're wondering, so there's prayers against spirit spouses, and I feel like that's important for our collective. So I'm gonna find a prayers against spirit spouses, because when I see this man and woman here right now, it's making me think that there's a spirit spouse involved or possibly involved in your life. And they want to celebrate your awakening, but it's like that may be holding you back and hindering you from moving forward in your life. So if you feel like, such a guys, that's strange. I feel like I have a hard time dating, or when I date, people don't stay long, or even the worst case scenario is people that you date end up passing away. Okay, so if you think back on your life, and now that I think about it, hold on a second. Wait a second, right? There could be spirit spouse as well that followed you from lifetime. They couldn't reincarnate, so they're trying to hold you back from a relationship, a connection. All right, so we have awakening, celebrate, spirit. Let's clarify some more of this energy. Healing. I feel like this energy, divine feminine, is totally in charge of her healing. I feel like the divine is celebrating that. Hey, from Alabama. I also feel like it's an ongoing process. I also feel like this divine feminine at times just feel like she can't catch a break, but also white feathers are significant. And this divine feminine does have a feminine energy that, look at, there's another calico cat. I cannot make this. I wonder if there's two out there. The other one just went by. There's a woman here that's not only celebrating you from the other side, but also guiding you. I don't know about this woman. Something about her, the ocean could be significant, and the color blue. Somebody like to make dress or wear dresses. Peacocks are significant as well. So take what resonates. Spirit, let's clarify some more of this energy of this divine feminine and her healing energy. Meditation, prayers, meditation, affirmation, lotus flower bomb. See, the lotus grows in the most murkiest environment, but it grows to be the most beautiful flower. And here I feel like the chakras are aligning. I just feel like this energy is somebody that had to do a lot of work within their life. This doesn't feel like an easy energy. I feel like you awakening changed something within your bloodline. Yeah, mindfulness. Okay, so I'm also picking up something about yoga, tantra, something about tantra. One more, spirit, and then we're going to put this deck down. Okay, yeah, curiosity. You going into the unknown, top of the deck. Yeah, your soul family. Okay, so you're aligning with your soul family. So I do feel like this curiosity is gaining divine wisdom, but I also feel like it's an energy where you were awakened and you started indulging. Like you started indulging in your journey. So let's see what these entities from past lifetimes, I I just feel like this energy that I pick up from past lifetimes with this karmic energy with the feminine is to really have her not see beyond the illusion. I knew it. It was like it's like the enemy wants to trick this divine feminine into seeing things for what they are. You're like, no, if it's a duck, it looks like a duck, it quacks like it's a duck. I see it. But there's something here where it whomever, whatever this situation is in your life, it's like these entities would like you to see things in an illusion. And it's like, no, we're not seeing things through illusion. Let's do a Bible verse before we continue. Spirit, let's clarify this energy. All right, Spirit, let's clarify this energy of divine feminine and her moving through these lifetimes and this karmic energy, trying to stop her from fulfilling her destiny and fulfilling her purpose. All right, let's see what we got here. Be the love you wish to receive. Okay, those who refresh others will then be their refresh yourselves too. That's our Bible verse for the week, y'all. That's Proverbs 11:25. That we got that yesterday. We got that the day before. Y'all saw me shuffle. We got it today. So again, listen, you were not supposed to be with love. You were supposed to be bitter. You were supposed to be angry. You were supposed to be, that's why all the odds were stacked against you. And it's like, oh, how do you come out? Like, you came out of the odds on top. You could love it underdog. So the underdog came out on top, and I'm gonna shine her until my heart stop. Yeah, somebody or an entity. When I say somebody, I'm talking about these entities that are either could be on people or follow this divine feminine. Their main goal was to get you not to love. And I knew that though. But again, in your awakening, so you could have been a loving person before. Like I said, there are people that are good people at heart that do bad things for good reasons, right? We're kind of back to that energy before. I don't think that this is an energy, someone that's always been bad. I don't feel that energy. I just feel like you always were going through life with a good heart. You just were awakening who you should be good to, where you use your energy, right? Because at this part of my journey, the me today, if I would have met me today 20 years ago, oh no, baby, it would have been a completely different story. But you live and learn and you grow. All right, Spirit, let's clarify some more of this energy, this curiosity and healing energy. Okay, looking at life from a higher perspective, getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do, because the main goal of the enemy was for you not to learn from the things that you went through. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay, we have celebrate in meditation, move boldly into the future. Okay, so the trust in the Lord with all your heart, seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. All these verses are Proverbs, which I feel like divine feminine has actually turned into the Proverbs woman. Okay, we got Proverbs 11:25, we have Proverbs 4:7, and we have Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 and 6. Okay, so I don't know why this makes me emotional, because it's not keeping your faith when you have the blessings in your life. It's keeping the faith in your life when everything is falling apart, when you feel like you are broken, but you're never broken, right? You're just kind of feel like it's broken, but you're never broken. But I feel like the divine feminine kept the faith and look beyond the illusions. Like, I don't know where this pain is taking me, but I know that it's has to happen, or it's happening for a reason. So I'm going to take this pain. And that's where a lot of divine feminines learn to transmute their pain, alchemize that pain. I know I'm hurt and I know what I'm feeling, but I'm going to use that to propel my day and move forward, because the enemy wants you to be in woe is me and why me and how come not me. It's because, but then you're saying, all right, well, because this isn't what you ordained for my life. The enemy didn't think that you would be that clever to say, all right, well, what God has for me is for me. I just feel like this energy of just keeping you in illusion would be better than you growing to be the person you're called to be, right? No matter what happens in your life and how it happened, right? I was a teen mom. I had no idea what was going to happen. And here we are. Okay. So again, in your life, and I use myself in this reading, and I'm going to, is because I've come so far in my journey. Like I said, the me today would never, even last year, to like the me today, there's a lot of things I just wouldn't tolerate and put up with that I have in the past, because I don't have to. And that's the thing. You don't have to. If somebody's not treating you right, you don't have to deal with them. If somebody's in your life and they're not meeting your needs, your desires, or whatever the case may be, you don't have to stay there. If they wanted to, they would, and maybe they don't know how, or they're not capable. What, it don't matter, whatever the case may be, they're not doing it, and you don't have to stay around in that energy. That's the main goal of the enemy, is to have you settle in situations that aren't ideal for you, that aren't best for your future. Even if you don't know the things that are happening and where you're going and how it's going to happen and who and where, it's just, hey, get out of there. It's just staying faithful to the journey. Energy's energy. If it resonates. And the way this energy is set up, it's always like, it's always as if put you at a roadblock to stop you from growing, but it didn't stop you. I just feel as though, even if it came to breakup situations, you may have broke up with someone you want to be with or left a situation, but you may have lost them, but you gained you in the end. So it's like you didn't really lose anything. How can you lose if you always win? Okay, so looking at life from a higher perspective, understanding that this is happening not literally to me, but for me and my greatest good. And although I don't know what's going to happen, I'm just going to move into the future and just kind of accept things for what they are. All right. So Spirit, let's clarify this celebrate and this mindfulness, accepting responsibility, right? If you don't get your butt down, you are crazy in here today. And take a responsibility for yourself in situations in reference to, all right, well, I allowed this. Right? Or I kind of knew this was a red flag, but I still, I just feel like the enemy didn't think Divine Feminine would accept responsibility within her life. And especially when it came to illusions and things, again, seeing beyond the illusion, seeing things for exactly what they are, the truth. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy and cause chaos. And I feel like too, in an energy where there's a time where there's periods of uncomfortableness. Right? It's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen, or I don't know where this is bringing me, or how I'm going to do it, or where it's going to go. But it's like sitting in that uncomfortableness, looking at life from a higher perspective and being curious about your future. The enemy thought you were going to say, oh no, I don't care about my future. Life is over. I'm a teen mom. Woe is me. Life is over. Instead, you propelled yourself and you kept exceeding that, right? You kept exceeding that. I'm going to give you guys another story. I was in nursing school when I was pregnant with my second child. She was born on Thursday. I had 3 months left of nursing school. My ass was back in school Monday morning. I cried like a fucking baby all the way to school because I was leaving my 3-day-old baby, but I was pumping at school and I was making it work and I was getting my grind on. Okay, so doing things and not understanding how it's going to pan out or how it's going to work. But I knew that I needed to get back to school, right? I knew that I needed to do this to be able to take care of my family and my newborn baby and my child at the time. It's not that I wanted to do that. It's just I had no choice. Like literally going to nursing school, having contractions, and my teacher's like, why did you? I'm like, you only get a couple days in nursing school to be absent for the semester. I'm showing up. The willpower of the Divine Feminine to continue on the journey after being knocked down, beat up, bruised, take through there, but still continue to go, right? And also as even maybe not just a mom, okay, so maybe a caretaker, but this is really for the women that are mothers, putting yourself aside, putting your healing aside for your children, raising your family, and kind of brushing off at some point, maybe brushing off your emotions and how you felt and just keep going, right? Because you have to mom during heartbreak. You have to mom during sickness. I mean, dad's YouTube, where we're talking about the moms here, but you know what I'm saying, mama's baby, papa's maybe, but just pushing through at all times, even when you didn't realize you can push through. Now, I just find this odd. If I get up in the middle of the night or I'm up super early and I'm scrolling on Facebook, everything I come across is someone that passed away. I'm like, what? I'd never, like in the waking hours in regular life, I don't see so many people on my news feed of people that pass away. It's like, why do they choose this time of the day? It's strange to me, but it's like, I don't know you. I can't help you, but I don't know. It's just, I just started noticing that like every time I scroll at night or early mornings, it's always people that pass away or stories. I'm like, I don't know what this means, Spirit. So again, moving forward and grief. Maybe there's an energy here of somebody that passed away and you never were the same again after that, or life just seems so complicated and hard after that. Moving forward, the entity enemy thought, all right, we're going to use this passing to get to the person. Now, listen, I have to tell you guys this: when you're grieving, that grieving is equivalent to a low vibration, not in a sense of what you're doing, in a vibrational sense, right? So again, if you're grieving and someone's doing magic or manipulating your energy at the time, right, it feels like the worst person of your life comes in at the most worst time you're going through, but in your mind they feel like a savior, right? But no, that's the enemy. That's where you got to start recognizing it. So in a sense of, don't beat yourself up if you were in a low vibrational state in your life and you allowed the enemy to come in, a demonic entity or someone that was feeding off of you and made matters worse. You just have to take responsibility for that and move on from that. Okay, Spirit, let's clarify. Move boldly into the future, celebrate and meditate. Although you may not know where you're going changing your tune. Also, I feel like this in energy is somebody that changes not only the way they think, the way they operate. It's a lot of changes in here. So maybe you're realizing that old ways can't get you in new doors. Somebody may play music, flute, trombone, something about the opera as well, or even music. Somebody may be a singer as well in the music industry, but I do feel like your life, and maybe other people can feel it, there's things of you that's changed, right? You're not who you used to. Even the way that you speak to people as well as what I hear, that some things have changed. But please don't stop the music. Spirit, clarify, looking at life from a higher perspective, and you're participating in wanting to be a better person. Number 4 is stability. I feel like in the past, this energy, you may have been resistant, right? We're always resistant to something that we want or we think would be better for us. Like, God, if you said I could have this, but I don't think you're resistant to changes anymore. I feel like you're like, well, if what's for me is going to be for me. If not, it's always, in a mystery and not worrying. I should think we should change faith to mystery. Understanding things that are going to happen. And some of you are sent into your family's life to change the tune of the family and to break generational curses. How many of you played instruments when you were in school, elementary school, high school, musical? That was a sign right there that you were chosen, right? I played the violin and the clarinet. Yep, I did. So again, music is important here. I feel like you also get a lot of messages through music. A lot of chosen women as well have good singing voices. It just depends on if you get practice or not. You know what I'm saying? And that is part of the enemy's to silence you. I feel as though part of your life, or most of the time, the main goal of this enemy was to silence you so you wouldn't speak your truth. And that's why that's why people silently betrayed you. People would betray you and then act as if you didn't know, or people would do things to you. It's like, people, even if you think about it from a young age, right? People will do and say things to you where it's like you didn't have the courage or the guts to speak up for yourself. That was the enemy trying to silence you. Because if they can silence you when you're a child, they most definitely can silence you. Remember, God had his plans for your life when you were formed in the womb, right? We know that. So it's like the enemy also had their plans on for you. And knowing that you're going to be the one to refresh others, right? You're this divine job of loving others. And I feel like this energy is somebody that really loves people down. I just feel like, if you're not in this feminine's direct circle link, if you aren't closely tied to this divine feminine, you wouldn't understand how she treats other people outside her circle, is what I hear. Outside of the people that she loves. You don't know how someone is until you're on the outside looking in. And I feel like what this feminine's life is, it's just she's lost so many people looking on the outside looking in, that once they realize they're really on the outside, it's almost like they realize how much she truly enjoyed their company. Or Spirit, what are you saying? This divine feminine, or they enjoy the company of the divine feminine. It just give me somebody's on the outside looking in. Spirit, clarify this celebrate energy. Yeah, awakening the truth. So there's a blood moon energy right there. Okay, so this truth, accepting responsibility. awakening, refreshing others. Okay, the truth is, you know that you're a good person and you know that you're capable of loving. So why would you deal with people that treat you as if you're hard to love or hard to deal with, or if, and doesn't make it right or doesn't make it true, but I just feel like there's an energy surrounding the divine feminine collective at all times of people that may secretly love them or yearn for them or want to be with them, but their ego and pride is so out the roof that they start to create the illusion that, like, it's just give me an energy of somebody that is more in love with you than you're in love with them, or that you even know, but they create an illusion that it's you. But it's like they don't have the guts to move forward and learn from their mistakes. Whoever that may resonate, that's for a small portion of you, but it's like you're growing and you're evolving past a lot of people in their life, and the people want you to slow down and stop and wait for me, but it's like, no, I got to go, baby. Buses come every 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet me there, beat me there. Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. All right, Spirit, let's clarify this energy. Yeah, celebrate and celebrate. Put in work, it's a celebration. Okay, so again, and I feel like in this energy, the divine feminine, there's a masculine energy that's really, listen, right before you think you're about to give up, right before you think that someone's isn't looking, or someone's not paying attention, or something about jazz is significant, you're getting ready to be met with a divine counterpart. Let's get some traditional tarot on it. This healing, I thought this was going to be long, drawn out, law of attraction. Okay. I just really feel like this reading was going to be, I was like worried that it was going to be kind of low vibration and waiting for, I thought it was going to be a little bit on the scarier side, but no, I just feel like, because divine feminine, you've always been in this resolve of love. So it's like, I'm like, because I know the masculine one I wasn't fond of that reading. I didn't like how it felt, but then it's like, you've always been a ray of sunshine in people's lives. Even from a child, the enemy always wanted to stop you. And although you went through a lot of things in life and a lot of pain, I don't feel as though these energies, there was never a bad heart, right? There was never, there's nothing here that makes me feel like this person, yeah, look at with the flowering energy, lotus. It's like you were dealt a shitty hand. Okay, well, deal me the shitty hand. I'll just play the shitty cards, and again, can we be done with this? You know what I'm saying? So the enemy's goal, really harden your heart, make you not want to love, pass that generation karma down, keeping you to not have faith, for you not to become a Proverbs woman, Proverbs 31 woman, and I'll put that on our community board. So my homework for you guys is the spirit spouse, prayer, and Proverbs 31 woman Bible verse for my feminine collective today. And there could be masculines listening along for their daughters, for their wives, for their sisters. It's, so everyone's welcome and open to this reading. I just think it's just so interesting, because it's like, before you had a chance, that the enemy was ready to attack you, and here we are. You succeeded that, and the divine is celebrating you, because it's like you should have been taken down by now. Like I said, how many chosen feminines actually went through life or death situations where you're on the brink of death, childbirth? It's literally 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? How many feminines had hard labors in their life? That's the enemy trying to say, oh, you won't want more kids, you're having a hard labor, or you're not going to have any more kids because I'm going to give you children with disabilities, or whatever the enemy's job was. And everyone's journey is particular in their life, was to cause a distraction, to turn from the divine, their creator, to live a life of sin. But that never happened here. Okay, all I need is life of sin is me and my girlfriend. And when I started the reading too, all morning, I've been up for a long time, but I kept hearing drunk in love and we be, so I don't know what that drunk in love, and then I'm picking up another Beyonce song. So hey, shout out to Beyonce. I don't know what that's coming from, but so Beyonce could be significant. All right. So when it comes to this relationship now, there's a divine counter. So 9 times out of 10, when it comes to this feminine energy, you've come across a few soulmate counterparts. But this one coming in, I feel like this is going to be the for real one. Yeah, Three of Wands. It's almost like the divine. It's, you may think the divine has you on some type of like, you're like, things don't move fast for me, but it's like you have to wait, because there's certain seasons of your life that have to go by. Remember, you're not exactly sure what may be happening, but you have to wait. Okay, yeah. And in the waiting, things change really pretty fast for you with this Knight of Swords energy as well. Also, I feel like there's a masculine energy that may be chasing this feminine, but still she's in the energy of I'm just gonna wait and see. Because don't be too quick to reconnect with people that haven't changed, or you'll immediately know that they haven't changed or don't want to change. Be careful with that. Yeah, because see, this masculine energy, one of them is only coming in to create this Ten of Swords energy. So I'm saying, so it's like you got to be careful. He's coming with a sword because he's not coming for good purposes. So it's like you kind of got to be careful. Now, I do feel like this feminine at one point was indulge in being patient and waiting for a masculine energy, but I feel like when this person arrives, they don't want that relationship. We got the Queen of Cups. This person, this energy, they want to be in a relationship connection with someone that they can give their love to. Why would I be in a relationship connection or dealing with anyone at any type of level if I can't love you, if I can't, so give me all of you and a Shane for me? Why? Just because you don't love yourself whole doesn't mean I'm going to give you bits and pieces of me. Like, keep the breadcrumbs. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't got no issues, but that's not going to work for me. So this feminine energy is like, if it's not going to fill my cups, I don't want it. And I don't blame you. Again, you're not allowing masculine energy to come in just because they want to be in your life, or just because you say you want to be in a relationship. Okay, well, you're just going to have to be single for a little bit longer, or wait till you finalize. I feel like somebody's been waiting 2 to 3 years for a relationship connection, not wanting. The enemy wants you to just grab anything that comes your way. Oh, yep, they say they like you, they're smiling. But then again, you know that if this isn't going to fill my cups, why would I indulge in it? Why would I? What? Ooh, you scared me, Bubba. Why would I accept that, right? Because maybe in the past you didn't have love, right? Maybe you didn't grow with the love that you desired, or maybe you had to. I'm picking up an energy of somebody that maybe they felt had to audition for love or earn it. It was never freely given it. And so when you come across partners that barely gave you anything, you thought, oh wow, they love me, but they're giving me bullshit though. It's breadcrumbs. It's nothing. It's no substance. Why would you settle for breadcrumbs when you can go bake your own loaf? Why would you do that? Why would you settle? So again, the main goal of this enemy was to have you settle for anything and rapid. Anything that moves fast is not from God when it comes to the divine feminine. Women take their time. Divine feminine energy moves slow. It's not rushy, fast. No. If that was the case, it'd take you 1 day to create a baby. It takes 9 months to create a child. That's divine timing. Okay, so anything that rushes into the divine feminine's life, she doesn't have to accept it. And I feel like in this energy, yeah, she's like, well, I'll wait longer. Hey, it doesn't bother me. I can wait as long as I need to. But you have low vibration masculine energies rushing in to hurt her and not to fill her cups. And she's like, I didn't need you in my life. I could fill my own cups up. The want and need for relationship connection within the divine feminine collective that we have is for love. It's like, if you don't love me, I don't want you touching me. If you don't care for me, I don't want to deal with you. Despite how you feel about yourself, believe people when they show you who they are the first time. And you know what? I've learned that I can't be mad at people for who they are. That's just who they are. You know what I'm saying? Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. Hey, Tasha. Hey, I was okay. Yeah, with the Two of Swords. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you put yourself in a situation where there's constant confusion and you're blindfolded to the truth, and you didn't get this far to be in this energy? So again, I feel like anything that's conflicting the divine feminine, she immediately walks away from and says, this isn't going to serve me. I know where this is coming from, because God is not a God of chaos or confusion. All right. Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. So willing to wait with the Three of Wands clarifying the Fool card. All right. Well, if I got to wait, I'll wait. Fine. Waiting and being patient is better than being anxious and confused and chaos. Do you want to be getting what you want, how you want, when you want it, but with that cause confusion, there's no clarity. Or do you want to wait to something that's fulfilling, although you may have to wait a little bit longer? This divine feminine, again, music is important. Taking a leap of faith. Hello, listen, lady, pay attention, right? But she's like, I don't, wherever I'm going, hey, I'm going there. I'll take you there. Ain't nobody crying, like, not worried. This is a feminine energy that's not worried, because she knows what's for her is always going to be her with this 1111 card. Four of Wands energy, holding out her love, not giving her love just cause, right? Not saying, oh, I feel bad, they need love too bad, right? They have parents, they have other people they can get it from. It's almost like an energy of this divine feminine holding out, waiting for this perfect time, this relationship, this connection. The person that's for you is going to give without asking. I posted something on my Facebook, and I'm getting ready to, the divine, they called me to take my Facebook down. I'm like, they're like, one more day. I'm like, I was supposed to do it last night, but they're like, one more day. So one more day. But I forgot what I was saying. I said something about the Facebook. Oh yeah, observing. See, this feminine, if you can fill your own cups up, why would you have to tell someone how to fill my cups up? I need you to fill my cup. Why? Like, no. The right counterpart is gonna come in and say, oh, let me see that cup real quick. They're gonna pour into you. If they don't know how, that's not your problem anymore. I remember being part of my journey where I'm like, oh, well, they don't know and they're not sure. And okay, well, it's not my job to teach them. If I'm showing you, if I'm, whatever you give a woman, she reciprocates, right? So if you're giving me hell and high water, I'm going to reciprocate that. Not really. I can be toxic for fun. I always say I'm toxic for fun. I got it in me, but I don't like when my heart beats fast and I'm sweating and angry and stuff. I don't like that. But again, I feel like in this energy, that toxicity, if you are showing someone you're nice, you're kind, you're open, you're able to communicate, and they don't reflect that energy back because they don't want to. Maybe they don't know how. We're not responsible for adults not wanting to be adults at some point, okay? Energy is energy if it resonates. Spirit, clarify this Fool card and this Two of Swords. And I don't know why this feminine moving on to a happy life would have this masculine that was committed to bringing confusion. Why are they're so in despair about this? And I don't, it's the truth, because this masculine knows that this new beginning is going to be not only a heartbreak for him, but but knowing the heart. See, this masculine put a lot of swords in this feminine, and it's like, no more. Spirit, clarify this Four of Wands energy for me, please. Yeah, no more. You're done. You're walking away. Or like, you can't, like, give me all the swords. You've taken all the swords. You move away from this energy. You wait for your ships to come in. And here's this masculine energy coming in, but they're not coming in for love, because they still leave your cups empty, forcing you to walk away. Right? We got all these swords here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with this Two of Swords. You acknowledge the truth. You're saying, even if I have to leave this situation, this connection, whatever this is, I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's going to take me somewhere. Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. All right. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. And you do have this new love energy coming. Hey, Cynthia. All right. Hey, Queen. All right. What do we got here? And you have to move away. 66 energy, fast moving energy. Okay, so energy is energy. If you're moving away from something or someone, the main goal of the enemy was for you not to receive. See, the enemy wanted you to stay in situations and places where you weren't receiving. That's not how it's supposed to be. The feminine should be open to receiving. She should be receiving love from the masculine. She should be receiving communication from the masculine. This masculine should be wanting to be in her life to take care of her, fill her desires, fill her cups. But if that's not the case, look at this feminine's like, I'm out and I'm leaving all the cups here. It's okay. I got more cups where I'm going. Energy is energy. If it resonates, it resonates. And this leaves this masculine, and this Five of Cups, which is Five of Cups and Eight of Cups. Breaking down the Five of Cups would be a Three of Cups. You still get to celebrate. How could you lose? I'm not seeing where you're losing here. How do you lose when you walk away from particular people, places, situations that don't align with you? And that was the main goal of the enemy. Here we go. Now we got the Two of Cups. What's to make you feel like you lost something that you never had? Right? How can you lose something that you never had? Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. Yeah, with this Page of Wands energy, moving enthusiastic. Now, I feel like, too, you may have started going through a lot of harsh things in your life as a teenager. right? I could feel like somebody that may have been teen mom here, not judging, but maybe you learn to equate love and sex at a young age because you weren't getting that fulfillment where in your life, but sex ain't better than love, right? So again, realizing that I'll wait for what I want and have a new beginning, then I will settle for what I don't want. With the devil card in reverse, you're released from this bondage. Whatever this is, they had a hold on this divine feminine for a long time. Justice is served. Energy's energy. If it resonates. Now where your treasure is, your heart will be also. With this Ace of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, you have a new beginning because you work diligently on yourself. The main goal of the enemy was for you not to work on yourself and stay in a lot of conflict in your life. Now, don't look at Ace of Pentacles. The enemy says the divine says don't keep count of others' wrongdoing against you, for as though you're allowing the enemy to keep score. All right, 9/11, energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. Let's put another Bible verse on this. All right, so it's 7:36. It's earlier than I usually do my readings, okay? Express yourself through your creativity. Praise his name and dance accompanied by tambourine and harp. And top of the deck, reflect God's compassion. Be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as through Christ has forgiven you. So I feel like, too, you were supposed to be bitter, angry, mad, not forgiving, but you moved on past this. And I feel like anybody in this energy that was in your life as well, that maybe they've been sent to deter you from your journey, they're gonna start disappearing into the abyss. Like this blood moon, literally, like everyone, like it's like the divine turned the light on, and all the people that had no good intention for you, they scattered like roaches. The divine's like, let me see what's up with my daughter. Turn the light on, and everyone that's not supposed to be in your life, if they aren't going through or serving some type of karma, they will be removed expeditiously. Okay, so energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. So expressing yourself through creativity, and that's what I'm saying. Divine feminine gets angry, mad. She'll clean her house. She'll start a YouTube channel. She'll make candles. She'll garden. She'll do everything but lean on another person. And I feel like most of the divine main goal was for you to, it's something about being promiscuous, but for you to be hurt, and anger and sadness breed lust. So there could have been an energy here where it's like, all right, if one person doesn't do something for you, you were supposed to go. It's just energy, a very lusty energy that you were supposed to be. And I'm not judging. Yeah, do what you want. If it resonates, it does. If it doesn't, that's good. But there's like promiscuity on your life for you to not have kids and be promiscuous, and not have a family and be promiscuous. But that didn't work out the way that it was supposed to. And that could have even formed from some type of abuse from being a child, because we have the devil in reverse and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is my wands are my sexual energy. With the devil in reverse is, I feel like if there was some type of abuse as a child with this feminine energy, I feel like that Jezebel, that karmic energy, that lustful energy, tried to follow her through this lifetime, but wasn't able to stay there. It wasn't because she loved herself. You know, when you don't love yourself, entities and stuff can stay attached to you. But when you love yourself, they can't stay attached. So I feel like as she started growing and loving herself, that entity may have left, but it may have been connected to someone she dealt with as a younger feminine energy. Like maybe they had that entity on them. Okay, their breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. So now, divine feminine, as you move forward in your journey, it'll be a little bit easier. All right, you won't experience such hardships as you have in the past, just because you've learned. Yeah, the second bloom, a second chance is never too late. New possibilities. Energy's energy. If it resonates, yeah, it's like you have a new life. Welcome to the good life, because you know better, because you're wisdom. 9/11, because you're very wisdom, all right? And the great mother, surrender to the mysteries, fall into her arms. So again, roses and flowers are significant. Top of the deck, the roses of Venus. Venus. Is today Venus? It's Wednesday, right? Is Friday Venus or Wednesday Venus? I don't know. I just always feel like Wednesday's a divine feminine day. All right, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. Energy's energy. If it resonates, especially with the right relationship and harmony with the law of attraction. So you are, and again, the word mystery is here about 3 times. So I just feel like mystery, we're replacing that word with faith. No, not knowing what's going to happen, but very faithful in what could happen. We got the Queen of... let me just pull some of these tarot cards really quick. I'm just curious when it comes to the divine feminine energy. 4 of Cups and Justice. Yeah, somebody wanted you to... This energy wanted you not to be able to pour into your own cups, but you do. You pour into your own cups. You're like, hell, I'll pour into my cup. I got 3 cups here. Y'all thought I wasn't going to pour into all 3 of my cups because the enemy expected you to wait for other people to pour into your cups, but that never happened. Energy's energy. If it resonates, yeah, with the page of... So if there was this demonic entity attached to you, divine feminine, it's leaving. It's gone. It can't thrive off of nothing. You're compassionate, you are faithful, you're taking care of yourself, you're accepting responsibility, you're taking accountability, or you're seeing things beyond the illusion. If it's a white flag, it's a white flag. If they have clown shoes on, they have clown. You're saying, okay, I know that, I see that. There's nothing for this entity to live off of, to thrive off of within your life anymore. And that was justice served. Look how she's in the all white. Justice is served on behalf of the divine feminine. Literally, you did it, sis. Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. Hey, Shell. Hey, Cynthia. Spirit, clarify this. Watching energy. Yeah, with the 4 of Pentacles, you're holding back. 44 energy. You're stable. You're turning your back on anything that doesn't... You're not staying where you're tolerated. You're going where you're celebrated. You're turning your back on anything that's not stable in your life. You can water. Why do you need to stay in situations and people play? The enemy wanted you to stay in unstable situations. The enemy wanted you to stay in places where there's confusion. The enemy wanted you to stay in places where there was an illusion. As long as you can have an illusion over your eyes, as long as they can get by you or maneuver and manipulate your energy, they were okay. The energy was okay. But the moment you took your power back and you said, absolutely not, I'm not going to deal with this, or however the case may be, your justice was served. You acknowledge the truth, and the truth not only set you free, but also set you free from a demonic entity that followed you from lifetime after lifetime, because you literally did the work. You became the refreshed air, you became the fresh air to other people. Even if you were drowning in your own sorrows and your misery and your life, those who refresh others will then be themselves refreshed, right? You showed up when you weren't able to. You stayed when you didn't want to. After you did all you can, you stand. And now it gets to a point where there's no more grace. Enough is enough. And you're walking away without harsh feelings. The enemy wanted you to walk away from situations and be angry and be mad, because they can anger and hatred breed lust, right? So they can use that energy, and then they're going to say, all right, so the enemy's clever, so they're upset and mad. Let me bring a Rico Suave in their life to breadcrumb them to see how they're going to react or interact, and then maybe you fall for the trap because you feel vulnerable, right? The enemy entity always played on your vulnerability, and I feel like that can't happen anymore. You know who you are, you know what you want, you know what you don't. You may not be able to see what's happening in the future, but you're like, oh, well, whatever, I can't see it, but I'm still just going to go, I'm going to follow the path of the divine, and that's what happened. And then because you're like that, again, the enemy in this 5 of Swords, you literally defeated a karmic low vibration entity that was on you. And I feel like it's a woman. I feel like it's a Jezebel-ass spirit that latched onto you, that wanted the life that you have, all because of a masculine energy, because of a relationship, because of a connection. King of Water, Queen of Water, a divine relationship. This entity tried to strip you of your divine relationship by putting you through all these trials and tribulations in your life for so long, to get to this point where it's like now you're able to have that relationship, that connection. Energy's energy. if it it's been a long time coming, but I know things are going to change. We have the mermaid energy. Look at this masculine mermaid energy, feminine mermaid energy. What that tells me right there as well is there could have been someone put on your path or your path where something about your sexuality and theirs. I don't know. I'm leaving it there because I be getting really deep in my stuff and I'm leaving it very surface. But then again, look what she has in her mouth right here. Her own cup. All right. And Spirit did tell me I knew it because I'm gonna have to do a but Spirit told me to do like a past life reading, but it's like I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna figure it out. It's good. That's gonna be a long ass reading, but mermaids are very significant. They keep coming up in our reading. Okay, so energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. So we have the Knight of Wands and we have the King of Pentacles. There's a masculine energy here that thought that if they come through with hot and heavy sexual energy, that you would want to be in a relationship you want to be in a relationship and equestrian with them, but I see equestrian here. But I feel like with this Four of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles energy, you're willing to wait. You'll wait. The masculine is here. Trust me. He's here. Thank you to my crow friends. I love them. We're besties. I got to put my little YouTube on. I be talking to them through YouTube. I don't know what we're saying, but I respond. They respond. We're cool, right? But again, I feel like this divine feminine is waiting for her true masculine to come in. And I feel like also some of these entities try to trick the divine feminine into remember, now that I learned that the enemy wants to give you presents, but then I learned it in a different context, and also making you probably believe that a low vibration demonic entity was your person and they weren't. They just knew what you're looking for. All right, God, if this is my person, show me this. The enemy hears that. Right? So, and you could say, well, I don't feel like this is my person, but the enemy's like, but you see it. You see the 111. You asked for that. You're like, nah, this feels off. Yeah, it is, because it is. So again, I feel like the enemy didn't expect you to use your discernment as much as you do or have throughout your whole life, but that's why God goes ahead of you and protects you. So energy's energy. If it resonates, this was very light, and I'm so grateful and appreciative because I thought it was going to be a heavy reading. I was like, do I want to do this? Here we go. Past life energy. Okay, this situation involves your past life memories. I feel like you're awakening to your true goddess energy right now. It's very empowering. You're in alignment. As long as I don't feel like there's energy of a feminine that you don't go with the flow. Like, going with the flow is bullshit. You go with what feels right and what keeps you in alignment is what I hear. Energy's energy. If it resonates, medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. Okay, so I love this reading from my divine feminine. Although we didn't get a lot of people in here, but that's okay. Energy's energy. If it resonates, it resonates. Shout out to my divine feminine collective. Bodies of water. Heavy water sign energy. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. Again, if you're into the mermaid energy, they're calling for you to come for healing. Okay, so maybe just go sit at the beach and meditate, put some music on, just recharge. I know it's too cold to stick your feet in, but if you're bold, be strong. But again, I just feel like your mermaid ancestors, if that's what you're into, are calling for you so they can heal you from some things. Okay, so if that's your thing, if your thing is, guys, I do go to the lake at times when I'm stressed, and they're calling for you to come, and they don't want offerings, they want to offer you healing. So it's always a one hand washes the other. You give them offerings, and in time of need, you need them, they'll come. They'll help you. And I told you guys that a couple weeks ago, okay? They are hard spirits to work with, and they are very serious, and they do not play no games, but after a while, you keep your end of the bargain, they do too, and they do help and heal, okay? So that's for those. Don't judge me on that. I love my mermaid journey. It's very helpful to me, and they keep an eye on my kids. Every time my kids go away to a body of water, I dream about what they're doing and how they're doing, or events, and they come back and I'm like, I had a dream that such and such happened. I remember one of my sons, I dreamed my son was on the beach, but it's like, it's salt water and fresh water, and I could see somebody was needing to be rescued or something. So my son went to Myrtle Beach. He came back, and I asked his friend's mom, like, I had a dream that such and such, her and the husband were looking at me, they were backing up. I'm like, what? They're like, that actually happened. So yes, they can help you keep. My other son went on vacation to New Jersey or something by the water. I dreamed about stuff. He came back. I said, this such and such happened. It did happen. Okay, so they will keep an eye on your kids for you too. Yeah. Yeah, they do that. They do that. They help. They keep an eye for you. So if that's your thing, they're there for help. They help, but it takes a long time to gain their trust, and you have to be consistent and honorable and very respectful as well. So if you're interested in your mermaid journey, you have questions, you can email me. All right, Spirit, let's clarify someone's boundaries. Divine Feminine put up boundaries. No more. Love yourself enough to say no to others. Demands on your time or energy. Somebody can't pull on your energy if they can't reciprocate what they're giving to you. It just is what it is what's going to be. Easter's coming up as well, so that's going to be another significant change, because Estar is Easter as well. So I feel like you're birthing a new beginning within your life. You're learning to say no to things and situations that don't serve you, not because you're angry, not because you're mad, because you want to stay in alignment. You want to flow with life, and you want to stay in harmony. Peace is the new bag, baby. If it's not bringing peace into your life, then what the hell is it bringing? If it's not bringing certainty into your life, baby, then what is it bringing? If it's not bringing happiness and what's bringing the opposite of everything that you desire, you don't need to stay in those situations. All right, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Top of the deck, because you're going through a transformation. Energy's energy. If it read Divine Feminine, here we are after the blood moon. We did it. We lit. We here. We've been taken through there, but we're back. I'm back and I'm better. I want you bad as ever. Okay, you're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. I knew it was going to be something with butterflies when I posted that. Our good morning, I'm like, butterflies, drunk in love, and we be all night love. I don't know where that's come from, but yes, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings in your life. Reflect on God's compassion. Okay, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as through Christ has forgiven you. So forgive people for their trespasses. Bottom of the deck, acknowledge the truth, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Acknowledge the truth about particular situations, people, places. Once you see, the enemy's main goal is to keep you in illusion. But if you say, listen, I see your clown shoes. If you like to wear those, it's nothing to me. I'm not judging. I hope you have a good life, or have a good day, or have the day you deserve. But the enemy wants you to say, I knew you had clown shoes on. I knew it the whole time you had those clown shoes on, and blah, blah, blah. Nope. You were never going to be like that. Look at what popped out by itself. Blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process. Do not give up. Energy's energy. If it resonate with the focus intention. So now you don't got to swore no more, baby. You got a bow and arrow. So tell them they're going to F around, and they're going to find out, because you don't miss. Okay, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions. Focus on your target, and you will make your mark, because you don't miss, Divine Feminine. Since when did you miss? Somebody's name could be Diane. Since when did you miss, though? That's the thing with the enemy, is every time they set traps up for you, or try to get you, set you up, you don't miss. You don't miss. You say, oh no, this isn't for me. What do we got showing? Bottom of the deck, prosperity, abundance. So not only as a whole collective, we're promised prosperity, but now I love it that it comes out in the feminine reading, because sis, I think you got your own money. You got your own bag coming. If you don't already got your own bag, well, you're going to be, somebody's, look out for, oh, my lip gloss is caking up, an unexpected financial abundance. I feel like the heavens have a check with your name on it. I feel like, you know what I feel like too, and this is strange, and y'all know me, so I love y'all, and y'all love me too, but it's like there's some type of supernatural thing surrounding your abundance, meaning like you might wake up and you may have like an unexpected large amount of money in your account, and it's not Spirit saying right now, it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's not income tax. It's just not a mistake. Okay. So you will start getting supernatural blessings, because not only did we pick up this energy and we're healing it, because it's time. and you've experienced so much things in your life that now the divine wants you to, they want to celebrate you and reward you for staying strong and moving boldly into the future and allowing that mystery, aka faith, to, you're moving in that energy of, all right, it's a mystery, but I'm gonna stay faithful. Like, I don't know what my day's gonna bring, but I know that I wake up every day prosperous, blessed, and protected in all that I do. So how can I lose? You know what I'm saying? I love guys so much. Energy to energy. If it resonates, look at, I saw Queen of Michael popped out right when I touched my cards. Let's see if she pops out again. If she does, good. If not, if I could find her, I'll read it. Yep, here we go. Queen of Michael popped right out. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for a career rather than relationship. All right. So that's Queen of Michael. The divine views you as very brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous. All right. Let's get Isis Oracle. So I found out this morning, and this has kind of propelled me because I wasn't sure where I was going to go. But I found out Isis' husband was, something happened to him, like he was like unalived and cut up and stuff all over the place. And she found all his body parts and put it back together, but his man downstairs. And apparently it was either eaten by a crocodile or something. I don't know. I just learned that this morning. Don't quote me on that. And I was like, wow, Isis, you are very strong. She put her masculine back together with magic. So if you have a masculine in your life, you're very magical to him. And I feel like unbeknownst to you, your love, your words, your touch, your encouragement, it's like you put him back together whole. But he also, see, we're not in the spiritual world. We're in a human world. So in the spiritual world, that would be fine for the feminine to mend the masculine back together. We're going to sew this arm back on and this leg and stuff. But it's like, if he doesn't reciprocate the energy to her, she can't help him anymore, or she can't heal him anymore, or, she can't just accept him just fall apart. Because you put him back together, and then he goes to the people or back to the same exact situations where he was cut up from. So it's like, unless masculine is feeding back to divine feminine, he no longer has access to her blessings. He no longer is covered under her spiritual umbrella. It's almost like, and I don't mean to sound rude or nothing, but it's like he's got to find his own way. And the divine has given this person plenty of chances, lots of times, to acknowledge the truth about how they feel, be the love that they wish to receive from the feminine, move into the future with the feminine, unbeknownst to him of what could happen. But if he didn't have the courage to do that, he can't be in this feminine's life anymore. And the divine will block that, and they will block him, and she will move on and go on with her life happily ever after, while he succumbs to karmics, and hopefully he doesn't go spiral too far out of this world, or end up in jail, or worst case scenario, 6 feet under, because he's learned to love and live with his demons. It's not your responsibility to take care of someone that has a mom that doesn't want to learn and nor change. It's not your responsibility. You acknowledge, you accept, and you move on as you're supposed to, and you're changing. Like, people don't know, pain changes you. It doesn't keep you the same. It changes you. So like, if anyone in your life committed to hurting you or things you've been through, you're not who you used to be. And people need to accept that and understand that. And guess what? Sometimes who you are now, you're not equally, or you don't align with them anymore. And that doesn't make you a bad person. And that doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes out of alignment. And that's it. There's no, why do we need to argue and fight out of something that clearly isn't out of alignment? Okay, that's it. It is what it is. That low vibration entity will want to argue to feed off of it. But at the end of the day, the day's got to end, and you've got to go on with your life. All right. So, Spirit, let's clarify some of this energy for the collective. Okay. The brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy within feminine power. There we go. You did it, baby. I love y'all so much. What? Hey, Kwanika. Hey, Kim. The brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Well, Bubba, you wanted to come in here, so I'm almost done. And then we're going to go eat and get ready for the day. All right, so let's see. The brother in darkness. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I can't even get over this. QRST. Never got this card before. Let's see what this is. Oh, would you please with your above self? Okay. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we're ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. The brother in darkness indicates that there is negative energy either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with a spiritual test. Beloved initiate, you shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There's no need to be afraid. This is a test that you're currently moving through because you're ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, acceptance, and inner peace. The test is in disguise of a negative energy source either within you or apparently outside of you. That low vibration toxic energy that was after you, well, we got it, and it's getting the fuck up out of here. Okay, guidance come to you with this oracle now, and Isis don't play about the feminine collective either. That's why I love that she came through like this. All right, guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of negative energies. I'm drooling. Either within or directed towards you without being fearful. Now, if somebody comes towards you in your life and you're like, nah, something's not right about this feels low vibration, this feels demonic, listen to yourself. Spirit of discernment. You're in a transformation period, divine feminine. It's almost like you're spiritually vulnerable. Stay spiritually strapped. You don't got a sword and a shield for no reason. Honor armor of God on. Okay, with this blood moon, we know the masculine has had things follow them from past lifetime. This thing's following you from past lifetime. Be aware of your own emotions, okay? There's no need for fear. There's just a need for more conscious, loving response. Your love, literally being compassionate, is the reason why these entities cannot attach to you. You know why? Because you are of love. Although you may not know, although you may not understand, but there's something in you that's full of love that these enemies say, oh no, we cannot go over there, because it's true. It's authentic. It's purity. Okay. And the story of Isis, the destructive emotions of her dark brother Set led to murder of her beloved husband, Orsis. He did not stop there. He also attempted to destroy her beloved divine son child, which I love. So remember, this energy may not, if it can't get to you, this isn't saying it won't try to go to the next generation, possibly daughters, granddaughters, whatever the case may be. Okay. Okay, so what does this thing say? I knew it. I felt this. I knew it. See, Spirit was educating me this morning before I did my reading. That was my spiritual school. That's why they be having me up early in the morning. I don't even be knowing that's what I'm doing, but clearly that's what I do. Okay, so he did not stop there. He attempted to destroy her beloved divine son child and deny him rightful rulership. Set teaches us that destructive emotions can gain awful power if we leave them unchecked and do not consciously respond to them. That's the goal of the enemy, was to harden your heart. There you go. Plain, simple, blatantly right off the page. Okay, Isis teaches us that love, faith, persistent, courage, intelligent, and honest awareness can overcome even the darkest powers. Your guidance is to rise above fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred within you or directed towards you. This will require your feminine strength to be fiercely compassionate. Remember, still loving, reflect God's compassion. Okay, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as Christ has forgiven you. Okay, compassion is fiercely compassionate and not to judge or resist out of fear. Compassion is great strength. It sees the truth in all situation and does not ponder to lies or deception in order to paint everything as nice, because you're saying, all right, well, I know this is what it is. I accept it, and I'm moving on with my life without fear, without anger, without even feeling rejected. It's just, this is what I've got to do because I can't stay here anymore. Okay, so you're guided to be it knows that a wolf can cause harm even if it's dressed as a sheep. Remember the masculine energy that's moving so fast to come in your life and be in your life because they want to be deceptive. It's not that these masculines are moving fast because, oh, you're surgery. No, they want to deceive you. They want to siphon your energy. They want to steal your gifts or destiny swap with you. Like, y'all got to be more quicker. Y'all got to wake up. If you feel like it's not for you, they're not for you, because it's not. Do not force yourself in a relationship connection with people because of history, because of the past. how does it make you feel, but how do you know exactly what's going on? Okay, so you're guided to be attentive, honest about negative influences within or direct towards you without judging them or their source or paying undue attention to the fear. We don't know why this person can't communicate, but it's also not a responsibility to dig deep to figure out why they don't communicate. You know that, you move on. Right? That's it. It's nothing more to it. The divine said, divine feminine, stop trying to pick apart things that you don't understand. You don't understand them because we're saying, hey, that's a red flag. We want you to move on from that. Okay. You need to simply recognize and then respond with compassion, clear, loving, and what? Firm boundaries. I love that this is emphasizing everything. Every single card that we pulled here emphasizes what we're reading. Okay. So this boundary may be often an internal shift, remember, because you're changing the way you operate with other people by changing your tune, or a shift energetically for you, okay? It may not require any further action than this. No, then you just knowing and acknowledging it. That's it. All right, my cards are falling all over the place. All right, so listen to your heart and trust in your guidance. You are guided, however, to respond now and check the growth of any negativity before it becomes more consuming than it needs to be. Shut that shit down expeditiously, right at the source, right at the dough. I love you guys so much. Happy Wednesday. I love this reading. I love, love, love. It makes me feel so good. So now you guys can kind of understand that you were always meant to be stopped. And that also meant if the enemy can get to your divine counterpart and tear them up, then they're not meant to be with you, right? But the real person that's going to come in your life, they're going to reflect God's compassion. They're going to be, and they're going to be open. It's going to flow. It's not going to be anything you got to fight and stuff. It's not good. It's not worth it. It's not worth being in your life. Listen to yourself and save yourself. Okay. I love you guys so much. Energy is energy. If it resonates, it's 8:07 on this Wednesday. I love that we got this card here. Isis came through. Keep your head up and your heart close, God. Email me, sunshinegoddess333@gmail.com. I love you guys so much. And I'll catch you guys on our midday mix or our next read, whatever comes first.